Henry VIII, King of England, was born in 1491. He was a powerful ruler with a larger-than-life personality. Henry became king in 1509, inheriting a prosperous kingdom. He was young, athletic, and charismatic. People adored him. He loved music, hunting, and jousting. He was also a devout Catholic. Initially, Henry was a defender of the Catholic faith. He even earned the title Defender of the Faith from the Pope. Henry's reign marked a period of great change for England. He challenged the authority of the Catholic Church. This led to the English Reformation. He transformed England into a Protestant nation. His 6 marriages also captivated the attention of the world. Each marriage had significant political and religious implications for England. Henry's wives played different roles in his life. Some were for love, some for political alliances, and others for heirs. His desire for a male heir to secure the Tudor dynasty drove many of his actions. These actions had a profound impact on England's history, shaping its religious and political landscape for centuries to come. Henry VIII remains a captivating figure in English history. He is remembered for his ambition, ruthlessness, and the dramatic changes he brought to his kingdom. Katherine of Aragon was Henry VIII's first wife. She was a Spanish princess. Catherine was the daughter of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. The marriage was initially happy. Catherine was crowned queen in 1509. She was well respected and loved by the English people. Catherine and Henry had one surviving child, Mary. Henry desperately needed a male heir. He became concerned that he had failed to produce one with Catherine. He believed he needed to end their marriage to secure the succession. Henry sought an annulment from Catherine. This decision plunged England into a political and religious crisis. The Pope refused to grant Henry's annulment. This angered Henry. He felt trapped in a marriage that did not produce the heir he so desperately desired. This refusal marked a turning point in English history. It led to Henry's break with Rome. Anne Boleyn was Henry VIII's second wife. Anne was a woman of intelligence and ambition. She served as a lady-in-waiting to Katherine of Aragon. Henry became enamored by Anne's charm and wit. He pursued her relentlessly. Anne refused to be Henry's mistress. She insisted on marriage. This further fueled Henry's desire to annul his marriage to Catherine. Henry's pursuit of Anne led to his break with the Roman Catholic Church. He declared himself supreme head of the Church of England in 1534. Henry and Anne married in secret in 1533. Anne was crowned queen shortly after. Their marriage was controversial from the start. It divided the country and led to religious turmoil. Anne gave birth to a daughter, Elizabeth, but failed to produce a male heir. Henry, disappointed and seeking a new wife, accused Anne of treason and adultery. She was found guilty and beheaded in 1536. Jane Seymour was Henry VIII's third wife. She was one of Anne Boleyn's ladies-in-waiting. Jane was known for her gentle nature and beauty. She captured Henry's attention soon after Anne's execution. Henry and Jane married in 1536. Jane became pregnant with the longed-for male heir. Henry was overjoyed. He showered Jane with affection and gifts. However, Jane's story ended tragically. She died shortly after giving birth to a son, Edward, in 1537. She's remembered as the only one of Henry's wives to give him a legitimate son and to receive a queen's burial. Section 5. Anne of Cleves, a queen quickly dismissed. Anne of Cleves was Henry VIII's fourth wife. She was a German princess chosen for Henry through a political alliance. Henry needed to strengthen his position against potential threats from Catholic France and Spain. Henry was not impressed when he met Anne in person. He found her unattractive and lacking the refinement of his previous wives. The marriage was short-lived, lasting only a few months. Henry claimed the marriage was never consummated. Anne agreed to an annulment and lived the rest of her life in England as the king's beloved sister. She received a generous settlement and outlived Henry. Section 6. Catherine Howard, a queen accused. Catherine Howard was Henry VIII's fifth wife. She was a young and vivacious woman from a prominent family. Catherine was a distant cousin of Anne Boleyn. She caught Henry's eye with her youthful charm. Henry, now older and in poor health, was smitten with Catherine. They married in 1540. However, Catherine's reign was even shorter and more tragic than Anne of Cleves. She was accused of adultery. Evidence suggested that Catherine had engaged in romantic relationships before and during her marriage to Henry. These accusations were taken seriously. Catherine was stripped of her title and imprisoned in the Tower of London. She was found guilty of treason and beheaded in 1542. Section 7. Catherine Parr, a queen who outlived the king. Catherine Parr was Henry VIII's sixth and final wife. She was an intelligent and devoutly religious woman. Catherine was twice widowed before marrying Henry. She was known for her Protestant sympathies. Catherine and Henry married in 1543. She proved to be a skilled nurse and companion to the aging and increasingly ill king. Catherine played a crucial role in reconciling Henry with his daughters, Mary and Elizabeth. She also helped to secure the Protestant faith in England. Catherine survived Henry. She married Thomas Seymour, the brother of Jane Seymour, after Henry's death. Catherine Parr is remembered for her intelligence, her religious convictions, and her role as a peacemaker in Henry's tumultuous family. Section 8. The break with Rome and the Act of Supremacy. Henry VIII's desire for an annulment from Katherine of Aragon led to a dramatic break with the Roman Catholic Church. The Pope's refusal to grant the annulment infuriated Henry. He took matters into his own hands. Henry pushed through Parliament a series of laws that separated the Church of England from Rome. The most significant of these was the Act of Supremacy in 1534. This act declared Henry the supreme head of the Church of England. The Act of Supremacy had profound consequences for England. It ended centuries of papal authority in England. It also gave Henry unprecedented power over the Church. He now controlled its doctrines, appointments, and finances. Section 9. Dissolution of the monasteries, plundering for power. The break with Rome gave Henry VIII control of the vast wealth of the Catholic Church in England. He used this power to dissolve the monasteries. Monasteries were closed and their lands and riches were seized by the crown. The dissolution of the monasteries had a significant economic and social impact on England. It enriched the crown and gave Henry the resources to solidify his power. However, it also led to the destruction of many beautiful and historic buildings. The dissolution of the monasteries also had a profound impact on the religious landscape of England. It marked the end of monastic life in the country. It also led to the dispersal of monks and nuns who were forced to find new ways of life. Section 10. The impact of Henry VIII's reign. Henry VIII's reign was a period of immense change and upheaval. His break with Rome transformed England into a Protestant nation. His 6 marriages and his quest for a male heir dominated the political landscape. Henry's actions had a lasting impact on England's history. He strengthened the monarchy, centralized power, and established England as a major power in Europe. His legacy, however, is complex and often contradictory. He is both revered and reviled for his actions. He is remembered as a ruthless tyrant who executed those who crossed him, including 2 of his wives. He is also celebrated as a visionary leader who paved the way for a new era in English history. Section 11. Conclusion. Henry VIII's enduring legacy. Henry VIII died in 1547. He was succeeded by his son, Edward VI. Henry VIII left behind a mixed legacy. He was a king of contradictions. He was a man of great intellect and charm. He was also capable of immense cruelty and ruthlessness. His break with Rome reshaped England's religious and political landscape. His dissolution of the monasteries had a profound impact on English society. Henry's 6 marriages and his relentless pursuit of a male heir captivated a nation. Henry VIII's reign remains a pivotal period in English history. It was a time of great change, upheaval, and transformation. His actions shaped the destiny of a nation and continue to fascinate and intrigue us centuries later.